Welcome guys to my YouTube channel. So I'm going to show you guys on how to make this beautiful step-by-step tutorial. Very easy to make. So these beanies can be tied on male and female, especially those that have locks. If you have locks, it will be perfect for you. Or if you have a hair that that you make hair, you just want to look something different and stylish. So this band is very good for you to style. It's good for males and females. That is unisex bending. Let's just put it that way. Unisex bending. So here is the material. So you are going to make use of our 3.0 millimeter hook, 3.0 millimeter hook. You can use 3.5, you can use 4 millimeter hook. So I want it to be this thick and tight enough. So that is more reason I make use of my hook, which is 3 millimeter hook. So you also need your scissors to cut off the ends, and you also need your lighter to burn the ends, to burn it so it will be perfect, not be able to um you know to lose easily or something like that. So yeah, make use of this. Then also making use of the stitch marker. This for the beginners, for you to know your beginning and the end of your project. As a beginner, you need it. And this tapestry needle, this you need it to weave in your ends. And here are the colors you are going to use for the item. These are Nigeria green color, and this yellow color, and this black, and this is red color. These are all yeye yarn. These are all yeye yarn, which is Nigeria brand. So it's Nigerian brand. It's cotton yarn, it's acrylic, and it's 3-ply. So I'm going to double this strand because it's 3-ply and it's so tiny. So I have to double it to make it bold enough. So let's go straight to the tutorial. So I forgot, we also need our measuring tape to measure the length we want. For start, we are going to make use of black color for start. So I'm not going to make use of this because it's going to be dark. I'm not sure you are going to see it so clearly, especially for you beginners. And so I want to make use of this white color as the beginning for the base, for the crown of the cap, for the circumference of the cap. So I'm going to make use of this white, so you're able to see it clearly. You can make use of black, but in the video I'm not sure, maybe you can see it so clearly. So let's make use of the white for example. So I'm going to double the strands like I said. I'm going to double the strands, making of magic ring. So for us to start with that, you are going to make a magic, make a knot. Once I've already made your knot, then you chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So once I've already chained 5, this is your first stitch there. You insert your hook into it, then you pull out the loop, then you slip stitch. You slip stitch this way, then you chain 3. 1, 2, 3. So mind you, this chain doesn't count. This doesn't count. This count. This doesn't count. This is a chain. So for you as a beginner, here you need to put your stitch marker there to identify your beginning. You just have to put your stitch marker there at the first chain there. Okay. Then you yarn over. So this is your magic circle. Have you seen your magic circle? You can see in between. So here is the magic circle. So you yarn over. Then this count, this is your first double crochet. You make 12 double crochet into this circle. So once you have already yarned over, you insert your hook into the ring magic circle there. Then you pull out a loop. So once you have already pulled out a loop, you are going to pull through 2, then pull through 2 loop. That is your double crochet. That counts as one. This counts as one double crochet now. So yarn over into the chain, into the magic ring again. You pull out a loop, you pull through 2, you pull through 2. So this is your 1, 2, 2 double crochet. So yarn over into that same magic ring again. You pull out a loop, having 3 loops. You pull through 2, you pull through 2. So these are its loops, 1, 2, 3. So we are having 3 double crochet. So 8 double crochet to go, because you have already done 3, 1, 2, 3. So you have 8 more to go. So yarn over, you pull through, you pull through. So you have 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You have 4 double crochet. So continue making it till you have 12 double crochet in your magic ring. Then I'll meet you. So I have my 12 double crochet here. So I'm going to pull this. You are going to drag it so tight to close your magic circle. You see, it has already closed. So you are going to, since you have already make your 12 double crochet, you are going to slip stitch into this space here. So remember, this is your first stitch. As you put your stitch marker there. So this is your first stitch. Then you are going to remove your stitch marker. Remove your stitch marker. Then you slip stitch into the first stitch for you to have a straight line. So you're not going to slip stitch into the first stitch where you remove your stitch marker. You're not going to slip stitch there. You're going to slip stitch into the second stitch. Remember, this is your chain where your stitch marker is, and this is where your 1 double crochet started. This is where your double crochet starts. So you're going to slip stitch into that double crochet, not into the chain. The double crochet, you slip stitch in there. Pull out a loop, then you slip stitch. So this is your magic circle, and this counts as row 1. So this is your row 1. Then for the next row, which should be your row 2, you are going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. So like I said, this doesn't count. This is just your chain, it doesn't count. So you have already chain 3, then you yarn over. So in this your row 2, you are going to make 2 double crochet into each stitch, 2 double crochet into each stitch. So you are going to yarn over. As a beginner, you are going to put your stitch marker here to mark the beginning. You put your stitch marker there. So you put your stitch marker there. Then you yarn over. So once I've already yarned over, so this is your first stitch here. You can see that same space where you make your slip stitch be your first stitch. So into it, you are going to make 2 double crochet. That same space where you make your chain, you are going to make your 2 double crochet into it. You have a 3 loops, then you pull through 2, you pull through 2. That is 1 double crochet. Yarn over into that same space again. You repeat it. You make your 1 double crochet. So you have 2 double crochet now. 1, 2. This doesn't count. So you have 2 double crochet. Yarn over into the next stitch. You make your 2 double crochet. This is your 1 double crochet. Yarn over into that same space again. You make your 2 double crochet. Then yarn over into the next. You make your 2 double crochet. 1, 2. So you continue making 2 double crochet to get to the end of the row. So this is my end of the row. I'm at the end of my row, so which is 2 double crochet in each stitch, and I have a total of 24 stitches. When you count it, 1, 2, 3, 4, so I have 24 stitches here, because when you times 12 times 2, it will give you 24, right? So we are going to multiply everything by 12. So you are going to slip stitch into your stitch. So you are going to remove your stitch marker. Then you slip stitch. Remember, you're not going to slip stitch into the first chain, into that chain that you made. So into the second stitch, which is your double crochet, that is where you slip stitch. So you are going to have a straight line. So you are going to skip this chain. So into the double crochet, you make your slip stitch. And slip stitch. So here you go. Then you chain 3. 1, 2, 3. So this is how it looks. So you keep on putting your stitch marker into all the chains to mark your beginning. Okay, so I am not used to it. I'm not going to use it because it's disturbing me or something. So you can use it as a beginner. So if you are good enough to know your beginning, so you don't need it. So let's start. Then for your this is our row 3. This our row 3, we are going to increase 1. Remember, here in our row 2, we make an increase of 2 double crochet in each stitch. So here in our row 3, we are going to make an increase of 1. Then you yarn over. Once I've already yarned over, your double crochet into the first stitch here, into the up stitch here. You are going to make it in between this place, in between. You're not going to put it up here. You are going to put it in between. So you are going to put it in between this way. In here, that's where you are going to put it, not up. So in here, you are going to make your increase of 1 double crochet. This 1 double crochet, which will be your increase, yarn over. So in between, not up here, not up, not here, in between, you are going to make your 2 double crochet. So this is an increase of 1, 2 double crochet. Then the next, you make an increase of 1 again. In between, you make your increase of 1 double crochet. Then you make your 2 double crochet into this place. In between, you're going to make your 2 double crochet. So here you go. Increase of 1, 2 double crochet, increase of 1, 2 double crochet. So that is how you continue your row 3. The increase of 1 double crochet, then 2 double crochet in between your stitch, not up, in between your stitch. Look at it. You are not supposed to put it here. This is where you put it, in between. You can see, you put it in between. This is your increase of 1. Then in between your stitch, this should be your increase of, this should be your 2 double crochet in a stitch. So that is how you continue making it to get to the end of this your row 3. So the last stitch for my row 3, which will be my 2 double crochet in a stitch, in between the stitch. So here you go. This is how it looks. Then I'm going to slip stitch into the second chain, not this chain, not the first chain, into the double crochet, first double crochet there. I'm going to slip stitch. So this is how it looks. Then in our next row, which will be the row 4, we are going to chain 3. Once you have already chained 3, so for the row 4, you are going to make an increase of 2. Remember, in our row 3, we make an increase of 1. So in our row 4, we are going to make an increase of 2. So this is how you are going to do it. For the row 4, you are going to yarn over into that same stitch where you make your chain. You are going to go in there with your double crochet, using in between, sorry, not up the stitch, in between the stitch, in between, you are going to make your 1 double crochet. Then the next, you make 1 double crochet. This is an increase of 2. 1 double crochet in each stitch, 1, 2. 1 double crochet in the first stitch. In the next stitch, you make your 1 double crochet, which this is your increase of 2. So you are going to make your double crochet, 2 double crochet in a stitch for the third stitch, 1, 2. In between the stitch, you are going to use in between the stitch. So that is how you continue making it to get to the end of your row 4. So this is how my row 4 is. They are going to slip stitch into the second stitch. This should be your first, this is your first double crochet there. You slip stitch. So this is how your row 4 is. So this is how your row 4 is. So in the next stitch, which should be row 5, you are going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Watch, I've already chained 3. So remember, in our row 3, we increase 1. In our row 4, we increase 2. In our row 5, we are going to increase 3, which is we are adding 1 stitch in each row. Row 3, increase of 1. Row 4, increase of 2. Row 5, increase of 4. Row 6, increase of 5. So that is how you continue making an increase till you get to row 9. So here is our row 5. We yarn over. We make an increase of 1 2 3 4. In our row 4 make an increase of 2. So in our row 5 you are going to make an increase of 3. So in that same stitch you are going to go in with your 1 double crochet, sorry, using the middle. In between the stitch you are going to make your 1 double crochet, yarn over. In the next you make your 1 double crochet, that is 2 increase. In the next you make your 1 double crochet, that is the increase of 3 you are going to have in our row 5. So these are increase of 3 you are going to have in our row 5. Then yarn over. In the next stitch you are going to work in with your 2 double crochet in a stitch. So yarn over, you make an increase of 3 again. 1 2. In the next again 3. So increase of 3, 1 2 3. Yarn over, then 2 double crochet in a stitch. So this is our row 5. This is row 1, and this row 2, row 3, row 4, row 5. Row 5 you make an increase of 3. Row 6 you are going to make an increase of 4. Row 5 you are going to make an increase of 5 What am I saying? 1 2 3 4. So in our row 4, in 1 2 3 4 5. In our row 5 make an increase of 3. So in your row 6 you are going to make an increase of 4. Row 7 increase of 5. So that is how you continue making it to get to row 9, and I'll meet you in your row 9. So continue adding one stitch in each row. So this is my 12th row, an increase of 11 rows. So when you take the measurement, it gives me 12 row, 10 inches. You can see it gives me 10 inches, and it is 12 row, an increase of 11 row. So now you're going to start the next row. For you to start the next row, you're going to use other yarn. So for the 13 rows, I'm going to use the color for the 13 rows, which is red color. So for you to start with it, you're going to go back. Then you insert your hook into the first stitch here. Then you grab your yarn, you pull it out, and make your slip stitch. Make sure you drag the yarn so tight, and you pull out the loop. Then insert your hook into the same stitch again. Then you chain 3, 1 2 3. So once you have already chained 3, yarn over. In this your 13 row, you are not going to make an increase. All you just keep doing is 1 double crochet into each stitches. So yarn over into that same stitch. So now you are going to be inserting into the hook stitch here, not in between. You're not going to put it in between. You are going to put it in the first stitch here. So you're not going to put it in between. Remember, as we are doing it from the previous class, we are putting it in between. So in this step, in this way of 13, we are putting it in the first stitch here, not in between of it. Okay. So into the first stitch, you make your double crochet, yarn over. The next, not in between of, you make your double crochet, yarn over into the next stitch, not in between the next stitch here, the whole here, and you insert it to make your double crochet. So that is how you start making, continue making your 1 double crochet to get to the end of the row. Then I'll meet you right there. You can cut this off. Then you start working on the yarn. The last stitch of my 13 row, I'm going to make a 1 double crochet. After your crochet, you are going to slip stitch into the second stitch. Look at the first chain here. So into the second, you make your slip stitch to give you a straight line, then you chain 3, 1, 2, 3. So for this your row 14, you are going to chain and skip. So you yarn over into this, yarn over, you skip, you chain 1, okay, then you skip this into the next, you make 1 double crochet. You chain 1, you yarn over, you skip this next stitch, then into the next stitch you make a 1 double crochet. You chain, you yarn over, you skip this into the next, you make 1 double crochet. After this, then you chain 1, you yarn over, you skip the next, you make 1 double crochet. So that's how you continue chaining 1, you skip 1 into the next, you make a 1 double crochet. You chain 1, you skip the next, you make a 1 double crochet. So continue that way to go to the end of the row. So for your 14 row, the last, you are going to skip this, then you chain 1, 1, 2, 3 into the third stitch there. You can know that you chain 4 chains. So into the third chain, you make your slip stitch there. Then scatter your slips at the end of it. Then you switch to the other yarn, which is your black. So you switch to the other color, which is black yarn, and you go back. Then you make your chain 1, then you skip into the third stitch here. Insert your hook, then grab your black yarn, make it slip stitch. You need to knot into that same stitch. You pull out your loop, then you chain 3, 1, 2, 3. So once I've already chained 3, yarn over, you chain 1, making 4 chain, yarn over, then into the 1 double crochet, you make your 1 double crochet. You chain 1, you yarn over, into the next double crochet, you make your double crochet. You chain 1, you yarn over, into the double crochet, you make your double crochet. So you continue, you chain, you yarn over, into the 1 double crochet, you make your double crochet there. Then you cut off this red yarn. So you continue to work your 1 double crochet into every stitch. Chain 1, 1 double crochet on your 1 double crochet, chain 1, yarn over, 1 double crochet on your 1 double crochet. So you continue to the end of the row. Repeat it row 14 and row 15, then I'll meet you. So this is my 16th row. So at the end of the stitch, I'm going to use my other color, which is yellow color. So I'm going to switch to the yellow color, then I'll insert my hook into the third chain, 1, 2, 3, the third chain there. You insert your hook, then you pull out a loop, you stitch with it, then grab your yarn so tight, then you chain, you make a knot, then into the same stitch you pull out a loop, then you chain 3, 1, 2, 3, then you chain 1, which is your chain, which is 4 chain, you chain 4. So once I've already chained 4, you yarn over into the double crochet, you make your double crochet. You chain 1, you yarn over into the double crochet, you make your double crochet. So you continue till you get to your, use your row 17 to get to your row 18. Repeat same pattern. Here is my 20 row. As it is my 20 row. When you count it, this 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So 20, I keep repeating two colors of row in two rows. Two color of yarn in two rows. Red 2 rows, black 2 rows, yellow 2 rows, and black 2 rows. So I'm going to switch to the next color, which should be my green color. This should be my green color. So I'm going to switch to it. Then I'm going to make 2 rows of this. Then the next I'll make black 2 rows. So you continue switching the colors, you get your keep switching the colors to get your desired length. So I'll switch to the next color, which should be the green color. This should be my row 21 row. Then use my chain. This is my chain 4. So into the third chain, 1, 2, 3, the third chain, I will insert my hook, then grab my yarn. So pull out the loop. Make sure you have the knot so tight. Then I will make the knot secure. And then inside that same stitch again, I'll pass my yarn through it. Then I'll pull out the loop. Then I will chain 4. Chaining 4, that one there signifies chain 1. Okay, so chain for 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. So I've already chain 4, yarn over. Then into this double crochet here, I'll make my double crochet. Make sure that you're working on this. So I will chain, yarn over into the next stitch. You make your 1 double crochet. You chain 1, yarn over into the next 1 double crochet. You make your 1 double crochet. So you repeat this in 2 rows. Then you switch to the other color. So you continue switching that way to get to your desired length. So when I get to my desired length, I'll show you. So here is my 26 rows. So I make 3 rows of this and 3 rows of this. 2 rows, 2 rows, 2 rows, 3 rows. So this is my row 26. For the row 27, you are going to chain 3, 2, 3. So after chaining 3, in this row, you are not going to chain or skip. You're just going to make double crochet into every chain space there. I'm not going to make a chain. So into the next chain, you make your double crochet, yarn over the next, make your double crochet, yarn over the next stitch, make your double crochet, yarn over the next stitch, make your double crochet. So you continue making your double crochet to get to the end of the row. So the last stitch for this row, I'm going to slip stitch into the second stitch there, you slip stitch, then this eye slip. So when you take the measurements, let's take the measurement. I have a total of 10 inches, 10.5 inches. So it's there for you to continue, but here I'm closing it there. So in this next row, which will be the brim, you are going to make your front post and your back post. So now you are going to chain. You can see how close it is when we did the 27th row. No skipping and no chaining. So before you continue the brim, you make sure that you did this row. Then the brim, you are going to chain your 3, 1, 2, 3. Then after chaining 3 rows, yarn over into the first stitch there. You make your front post double crochet, yarn over, pass it through this way, then you pull out your loop. You have 3 loops, pull through 2, pull through 2, yarn over, then back post, pass it this way, then pull out the loop. You have 3 loops, you pull through 2, then pull through 2, yarn over. This will be your front post, then the next will be your back post. Then the next will be your front post. Then the next will be your back post. Take it from the back down, back post, then front post, then back post. So you continue making your front post and back post double crochet to get to the end of the row. So at the end of the row, you are going to slip stitch into the second stitch. Don't slip stitch into the first, into the second stitch, so you can have your straight line. So into the second stitch, then you make your slip stitch, then you chain 3, 1, 2, 3. So once you have already chained 3, yarn over, you continue the next row by making front post and back post double crochet. So the first stitch there is your front post, you make your front post there. Then the next stitch is your back post, you make your back post double crochet, yarn over. The next stitch there is your front post, you make your front post double crochet, yarn over. The next is your back post, you make back post double crochet. Next is front post, you make front post double crochet. So that's how you continue making front post and back post double crochet till you get to row 5. So this is our second row now. This is the second row, this is the first row, then the second row we are working for. So we have 3 more rows to go. So you continue making it till you get to row 5. Front post and back post to your row 5.
So I stopped making it in my row 3. Row 3, 1, 1, 2, 3. So I stopped making the front post and back post in my row 3. So now I'm going to cut off this yarn. I'm going to cut it off. So this eye is loose and it's measured. So let's take the measurement. Let's see how long it is, the length. So it measures 11 inches. You can see 11 inches long, 11 inches. Yours might be longer or smaller, it depends on your choice. Okay, so now you're going to make the rope for it. So for you to make the rope for it, you are going to make 3 strands. You're going to take 3 strands of your yarn. It depends on the yarn you are using. Mine is lightweight, lip light, that's why I double it and I take 3 strands so it can be thick enough. So I'm going to yarn over, then I will make a chain, that is a knot. Then I'll begin to chain till I get to my desired length. So you're beginning to make a chain so you get to your desired length. How long you want your rope to be, you make it that way. So this is how you are going to continue making your chain so you get to your desired length. Then I will meet you right there. So here is the chain. I didn't count it, I just keep making my chain till I notice that I've got my desired length and it's measured. Let me take the measurement. Let's see. It measures let's see, 52 inches. It measures 52 inches. Yours might be shorter or longer, it depends on what you want.
I'm going to cut off the yarn, cut it off. Then you take your beads, so your beads, then you are going to take one side of the rope, make it more shorter. Then you pick up your beads. I pick up the yellow first, the yellow will go in, then your red, then green. So once I've already passed everything in this way, then you make a knot. You secure a knot. Then you cut this excess yarn off. You cut it off. Then you take your lighter, then you burn it. So you can see it can be removed. So now you're going to take your darning needle. So you're going to pass this. Now for you to do that, you're going to take just 2 straps of this. You pass it in. Then you make a knot. So once I've already made a knot, then you begin to pass it through this wrap. Then you start from here, the front post only. And see it. So the front post only, like you look for your side anywhere you want it. So the front post only, you pass it through the front post. You can see how I'm doing it. So this way, just continue passing it through the front post till you get here. So you continue till you get here. Continue going around till you get here. So this is it. I have one front post left to pass it in. So I'll leave it this way. So I'll leave it this way. Then you're going to cut off this yarn so I can able to remove your cut it off. Then you pick up your beads again and pass it through. So you pass it through the yellow bead, then the red bead, then the green at last. So you make a knot. Then you cut it off. So once I've already cut it off, you burn it with your lighter, just a slight burning. So here you do